Everyone, it's our final segment this morning on Morning Land, the mosque controversy, Islam in Middle Tennessee. Our guest, Imam Mohammed Ahmed, he's with the Nashville Islamic Center. George Erdel, 6th District Congressional candidate. Thank you both for coming on. Appreciate it. We're going to take some more phone calls if we can. We'll hear some other opinions. Barbara, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Barbara. Go ahead.
I have two particular points, but I have a preface. Your, I'm not sure his title, Muhammad, is very skilled in his evasive tactics. He's already a soldier, and I use the term loosely. Just 2 points during the course of this program that I noticed. Number one, he has indicated that there is a difference between Muslim and Islam. That Muslim is a religion, Islam is politics. That being the case, he did not explain in detail to differentiate between the two. Second point, the question was asked, if the mosque is a religious facility, why is it called the Islamic Center, not the Muslim Center? If it's religious, it should be the Muslim Center. If it's political, then it's the Islamic Center. I submit to you that this mosque is a political facility that's being built for the purpose of educating. The other point is, if he's having open house, and he's bringing people into his open house to introduce them to the community, then the literature that they have on the wall should be printed in the pervasive language, which is English. He can put everything up there he wants to put up in Arabic, that's fine, but they also need to have it up there in English so that those who do not know Arabic can see what it is that they're teaching.
Yeah, I've been to some of these. Thank you for your call, open houses. And the literature you hand out, of course, is in English where you can read it. So she hit a couple points, but real quick, because I want to get to more phone calls. If you just want to address the fact of differentiating between...
Differentiating that, Islamist, I say again, what's Islamist in English? Let's go to the root of the word in English literature. What the Islamist is. There is a new phenomenon, a new word added up to the dictionary most recently. But Muslim is very, very original word, means coming from Islam as a religion. Islamic Center, everything we do coming from he's Islamic, we say Islamically is, because coming from the Quran and the Sunnah, we practice. But Islamist it is a political word somehow attached to to military group, jihad group, Qaeda group somehow. But Muslim, it will never, and have never been a terrorist.
And so why not call it the Muslim Center?
Because this is the English that to use more like correct grammatical expressions.
I mean, you have every right to call it what you like. I'm just wondering if there are people like them are getting a misconception by hearing Islamic and think it's political, whereas if it's Muslim, it's more religious. I don't know if that's
like any church, Church of God, the Church of the Paradise, Church of Christ, Murfreesboro Church, Methodist. What's wrong with the names?
Right. Okay.
Let's be fair here. About the religious, about the political center.
Sure.
No, I personally agree with this lady that called. Islamic Center tells you it's more than just a religion, because Islam is very, very, very much more than just a religion.
Well, I mean, but a lot of religions are much more are involved politically. I mean, certainly. I mean, from the abortion issue to Supreme Court justices to everything, religions across the board are politically involved.
Those may be positions in which are politically involved as to favor or disfavor, but you don't have any Christian religion or the Christian denomination that has as its foundation the imposition and complete submission into the political, judicial, and military foundation as you do in Islam. It's the only system out there where you're in submission to that. And Islam is submission.
Let's go to Kenny. Kenny, good morning.
Yes, hello.
Hi, go ahead, Kenny.
Well, I'd like to mention the fact that these type of controversies are based on fear and ignorance. And like the woman who had called before, I'm a Native American too. And these types of situations have been occurring ever since this country was founded. And fear and ignorance is a political tool. And I believe this fellow, I didn't touch his name in the red shirt, is trying to build a political agenda. There are a lot of folks out here that think that that the 9/11 tragedy was actually perpetuated by our government as a political tool. So there's no firm evidence, concrete evidence that this was actually something that was done by Islamists.
Would you, okay, and let me ask you this, and I won't get into that whole conspiracy stuff, but you would say this is a political issue, and certainly it's involved in your campaign, and do you think, Mohammed, that some of these candidates are trying to capitalize on fear and using this as a method to get elected? Try to get elected, whether it works or not?
To an extent. Yeah, because I know Muslims died in September 11. People, Muslims have practiced.
19 bombers died in it, for sure.
You know? No, I mean, victims. Let's get serious. Let's be very fair.
I'm as serious as
we defended our country. People, Muslims served in the military, in the physicians, in every single thing, and contributed to our country here and overseas. Those people have no sin. They never committed the sin to be punished, to ban their own place of worship. This is America, was founded, the religious freedom. If we're gonna start touching this door, I think we have to give up our principles, and we struggle for the past 270 years.
You worry about that slippery slope. George, what do you think about this last caller? I mean, are you fear-mongering?
No, sir, I'm not fear-mongering. I don't fear what I understand. These people out here that say, well, like the first couple callers, this is just another religion, that sounds nice, that sounds pretty, but they need to get some education. Education trumps fear. And like I told you, I have been studying this stuff casually, yet in-depth at times, for 11 years. Before I went to Europe and to the Balkans, I was studying this. My family comes from the Balkans. I heard the stories about the Ottoman Turks overrunning Serbia when I was this high from my grandfather. So, I'm not fear-mongering.
Educate and learn for yourself. Let's do this, Philip. Philip, good morning.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Good. Go ahead, Phil.
Well, I've been listening to all this stuff, and I just got a few comments, and I'd like a response from Mohammed. Is it?
Sure.
Number one, over the course of the last few years, I've met several shop owners as Coptic Christians from Egypt, and they tell me horror stories. I'm an Episcopal, and sometimes they go to my services at Christmas and stuff, and they just tell me how that the only jobs that they're allowed to have is garbage men, and they have to pay extra taxes because they're Christians, and in Islamic countries, you're not even allowed to build a Christian church.
Okay, let's see on that. I mean, he's telling about stories he's heard about how Christians are treated.
That's how it is.
And, and not that just because if any of that's true, I mean, we're America with freedom, but what is the reality?
Let's look at Egypt, for example.
Yeah.
Where are the Christians in Egypt? They are living with the Muslims together for the past 1,400 years, the past 2,000 years together. My best friend, his name was Mario. My best friend will grow up together. I used to go to, the religious school, and he go to the church, the Catholic school. We are very good friends until today. Very good neighbors. We hang out together. They live together, and we still friends, and they still living together. Okay. And look at the churches in Cairo. Church of Alexandria is one of the biggest 4 churches in the Orthodox tradition in the world.
You're saying that's not accurate, what he described?
Let's go to Egypt. Let's go to the ground.
Okay, and you think it is?
Oh, it's certainly accurate. And when you go, I used a term a while ago, a kafir. Okay, I'm not an Islamist, so I am a kafir. People who are in Islamic countries that are not Islamists are kafirs. They have to live a substandard lifestyle. Some of the worst countries, the non-believers live in demitude. They are demis. They have to pay most of what they earn, if they're allowed to earn, to the Islamists.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this about kafir as a word, which is infidel or non-believer. So you consider the Muslim from a Christian point of view a believer? I don't think so, because I remember that what Jesus said, nobody will go to the Father but through me, my Father greater than I. So if I did not believe in Jesus as a word of God, as to get the salvation, the redemption, should I be in the heaven? Should I be a believer? Should I be a believer?
I don't really understand your question.
My question is, from a Christian point of view, do you consider the Muslim or the Jew as a believer, as a Christian?
I don't consider them as being born again.
Do you consider them believers or not? Very straightforward question.
They are not believers in Jesus Christ as the Son of God.
I'm not believers. What
You believe in Jesus? Is Jesus the Son of God?
I believe Jesus.
Is Jesus the Son of God?
I love Jesus. I love Jesus. I believe in him as I believe in Muhammad.
Is he God? Is Jesus God?
Is Jesus God? Of course he's not a God in my tradition. My tradition is Jesus is one of the prophets. Well, even the definition, I'm not going to go into a theological debate.
Right,